problem? I'm listening.
I did 180 minus 52.
So what were you just saying right here, these two angles?
They're congruent.
Okay. So what can I call this angle here?
X, 2.
X squared, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So then I did 180 minus 52, and then after I found that.
So you'd say 180 minus 52 is what? What do you get for that? I mean 128. Okay.
Once I got that, I'm pretty sure what I did was divided that by 2.
Okay, so you said 128 divided by 2
Or I did the square root.
is 64, right?
Oh yeah, 64.
So now you're saying that 64 is what? Both of these angles?
Yes,
Okay.
those angles are 64.
So these angles are both 64 degrees.
But then once you find the square root of that, once you find the square root of 64, you
Good.
get 8.
So you're saying that x squared must be equal to 64.
Yeah.
So you're taking the square root of that.
Wait, how do you get 64?
Well, okay, how do we get 64 there?
Divide 128 by 2.
And we're going to...
Why
Because
would you
there's 2
subtract
angles.
52?
There's 2 angles, and then
So another way to set this, so the way he was thinking about it is, I've already used up 52 degrees. Let's subtract that from 180. I have 128 to split up between two congruent angles. That's why I divided by 2. If you want to set up an equation with this, like we did before, you can. We have an x squared angle. We have another x squared angle. We have a 52. And the sum of this is 180. It's the same. He did it except in small steps. So how many x squareds do we have here? We have 2x squared. And then you can subtract 52 to both sides. See, he's doing this. This is the same thing that he just did, except he did it in individual steps. This is 128. Then what happened? He divided by what? 2. X squared equals 64. And then the last step is to take the square root. And actually you get plus or minus 8 for this answer. Your answer could be negative, because what happens when you square a negative number? It becomes positive. Okay, so our angles are 64 and 64, and the value of x is plus or minus 8. Okay, let's look at 17.
I got a weird answer first.
How can we use the, what kind of angle is this right here, 122? Yeah, and what else? Compared with the triangle, it is what?
It's congruent to x squared minus 10.
It's exterior, right? What are these two angles here? If this one's exterior, what am I asking here? I'm asking these are what? Okay, these are remote interior, right? So what do we know the relationship between the two remote interior with the exterior? Not supplementary. Anybody remember? The exterior angle equals the sum of the two remote interior, right? So how do I set up? So there's that. Let me move this over. So how do I write an equation for this then?
X squared minus 10 plus x equals 122.
Right.
I'll say, you know the 58 is one of the interior angles.
So I could say, yeah, 58 would be interior, right? So I could use the 3 interior angles and set that equal to 180. Or we can just say x squared minus 10. Let me add the 2 interior and set it equal to the exterior. What do I do now?
You get 2x squared.
Can I add x squared and x? So let's write this. X squared plus x minus 10. What can I do with the 122 here? Let's bring it over to the left. So let's subtract it
Oh, I know what we're doing.
and set it equal to 0. Look, I've got everything set equal to 0. You guys with me so far? You want me to wait?
Yeah.
What's minus 10? What's a negative 10 minus 122?
Minus 132.
Okay, so here's our next step here. So I have this set up now to do what?
Foil.
Yes, sort of. Not quite foil, but the reverse of foil.
D foil.
Also starts with an F. Factor. So what are the first two terms going to be here that gives me x squared? X and x, right?
And then it's going to be plus and then negative.
Yes, and then we're going to have a plus and then a minus. Why?
Because it's negative 132, but x is positive.
Exactly. So we need to find what are the factors of negative 132 that add up to give me what?
It'd be 11. And
11
something, I think.
You want to try, so it's got to be, you want to try 11 and what?
12.
12? 12, so positive 12 and negative 11? Can you multiply those together? Does that give us negative 132?
I don't know.
There you go.
Check it.
You have a calculator?
Yeah, it does.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good first try.
Yeah, pretty good on the first try. I mean, the other fact, so 132 has other factors in it, of course. I mean, 2 goes into it, so you could figure out, there's several different combinations, but 12 times negative 11 is going to give us negative 132, and then when you add them together, they give you 1, which is what we want here. This is a 1x here. So this would be x plus what? X minus what?
Plus 12 minus 11.
Okay. So now, if we FOIL this, guys, right, we should get this same trinomial here, right? Okay. So what value would cancel with this 12 here? What? Okay. And what value of x cancels with minus 11 would be positive 11, right? You guys with me there? So now, what do I do with this negative 12 here? If I put a negative 12 back, substitute it back, I'm going to get a negative angle here, right? Do I want that?
No.
So I'm going to throw this out. So what's my value for x?
11.
11. So now let's plug it back in. What will this value of x be here? It's 11 degrees, right? What would I do here?
You plug in. So 11.
Right, 11 squared minus 10. What would that give us?
111.
111, right?
111.
It's 121 minus 10. 121 minus 10. So it's 111. Is 111 plus 11 122? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that worked. All right, very good. So this is a quadratic here because it's a power of 2. And because this has a power of 2 and a power of 1 here because of the x, we had to factor this. So 18 is going to be similarly set up. Can somebody write an equation for this one?
90 plus 5x minus 2 plus x squared plus 8 equals 180.
Okay, so I got x squared plus 8 plus 5x minus 2 plus 90 equals 180, right?
Yep.
So can I combine my like terms here? What do I have?
8 and then -2, 8 minus
Okay, so I've got x squared plus 5x. 8 minus 2 is what? 6 plus 90. So I've got 96. What am I doing with this 180?
Subtract
Yeah, let's subtract it here. So what's 96 minus 180?
84. I think.
Yep. 84?
Negative 84.
Oh, wait a second. I wrote 54, I meant to write 5x. 5x minus 84 equals 0. All right, what do we do with this now?
Or you factor.
Factor.
So we put x and then plus negative.
So we need to find the factors of 84 that add up to be 5. Somebody can think of some, see, 4, what were 4 and 21, right? 4 and 21 multiply to give us,
Wait. Oh.
but that doesn't work, right? That combination didn't work. Can somebody come up with some other factors? 21 is 3 and 7, right? So anything else there? What's 4 times 3?
12.
So what 12 and 7 give us 84?
Yeah.
7 and 12 do, right? You see that? So if I add these, one of these has to be negative, right?
27.
Minus 7 plus 12. What does that add to be? 5, right? This combination works. So what do I write over here?
X equals negative 12, 7. Oh, there. Oh, I was confused. X
So-
plus 12.
X plus 12,
Minus 7.
x minus 7. So I can FOIL this to check it, right? First would be x squared, outer would be negative 7x, inner would be 12x, and those like terms would give us 5x, and then last, 12 times negative 7 is negative 84. So what's my answer here?
Negative 12, 7,
Okay,
and then you can't do negative 12.
right, because when I put it in up here, it gives a negative angle, right?
Yeah, so you have to use 7, so 7.
Okay, so let's use 7.
7 squared is 49 plus 8 is
7 squared plus 8,
57.
49 plus 8 is 57, right?
49 plus
And then 5,
35 minus 2 is
33. So this would be 33,
33.
and this would be 57. And these two added together better be 90, right?
Yeah,
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Why 16 also had a squared in it, guys, but why was 16 easier than the last two?
because it was a square.
Because it was a perfect square.
Yeah, there's no x here. It was just x squared, right? So when we have x squared and an x, we end up having to factor, like in this case. But when it was just an x squared, it was easy just to solve for x squared by taking the square root. Okay, good. Let's stop that.